Hello, welcome to Cafdil Lessons.
You are welcome to today's lesson. I'm Sarah Eutiwa Cranton, your math facilitator for Basic 6. I will take you through mathematics on the topic numbers. And I want to share the objectives with you, what we want to achieve at the end of this lesson. So let's read, learners. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to model number quantities using the multi-base material. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to model number quantities using the multi-base material. I want to show you the multi-base material that we will be using. So I have the material here. This is called the Danes block, or the Danes multi-base material. And with the material, we have this. This is called the block. This is the block. We have the flats. That's the flats. This is called the long or rod. Long or rod. And we have the units. The units. Learners, we want to demonstrate something here. This is the units. And the units, 10 of the units will give us a rod or a long. So let's find out and see if it is true. I have 1 unit here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The units here are 10. Let's arrange them on the rod and see if all the 10 will fill up the place, the space on the rod. So kindly move with me. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. How many of the units will make a rod? You realized 10 of the units give us 1 rod. So that's it. Let's find out for the flats as well. How many rods will fill up the space on the flats? I have the rods, many of the rods here. So we want to arrange them on the flats and see how many longs or rod will fill up the space. So let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So how many longs will give us a flat? Learners, how many longs will give us one flat? The longs have been arranged on the flats. How many longs will give us a flat? Let's see. Let's remove them and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 of the longs will also give us a flat. Let's do same for the cube or the block. Let's do same for the block. How many flats will give us a block? So we are going to arrange the flats on the side of the block and see how many of the flats will give us a block. So we are starting. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we've gotten another block. So 10 of the flats will give us a block. It means we are working in base 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. 10 of the units will give us one rod. 10 of the rods will give us a flat. And then 10 of the flats will give us one block. Now that we know the multi-base material, let's look at the value of each material. We want to see the value of each material. When we pick the units, the value of the units, the value of the long, the value of the flats, and the value of the block. So learners, move with me. So material is here. This is the units. This is how it is spelled. So we have the units, and the value of the unit is 1,000. The value of the unit is 1,000. I hope you can see on your screen. From your screen, you can see the values. Yes. So units is 1,000. And then the long or the rod. What is the value, learners? That is 10,000. We have the material. This is the long, the name, and then its value, 10,000. We have the flats. You remember I showed them to you. This is the flats. And the value is 100,000. 100,000. We have the block. And the value is 1 million. 1 million. Learners, I want you to copy this into your notebook. We are going to use this to solve our problems. So you have few minutes to copy them into your notebooks. And it starts now. All right. I believe you are done. Okay. Now we are going to model the following numbers using the multi-base material. Now that we know the value of each of the material, when we pick block, you know the value. When we pick flats, you know the value. The rod, you know, and the units, you know the value. We are going to model some numbers using a multi-base material. And our first number here, I hope you can see. I want you to mention the number on your screen. We are going to model it using the multi-base material. And the first number is 2,335,000. 3,235,000. So we have the million, the 300,000, we have the 30,000 and 5,000. So if this is 1 million, 2 million, and a block is 1 million, it means we are going to use 2 of the blocks. So we have the first one and the second one. How many blocks do we have here? 2. Let's move to the next one. And our flat is here. How many do we need? We need 3 because it is 300,000. If 1 is 100,000, then 300,000, it means we will need 3. So the 3, we have the 3 flats. The next will be our rod or the long. If 1 is 10,000, if we need 30,000, how many of the longs are we going to use? Yes, I hope you've written 3. That's correct. We will need 3 of the longs or the rod. And that's it. We have our 3 long as well. And the last one, we will need our units. And how many units are we going to use? We have to model 5 because 1 is 1,000. So the 5,000 here, it means we will need 5 units. Very good. We have modeled the number. And what is that number? 2,335,000. And with the 2 million, if we expand it, you see that we will have 2 million plus 300,000 plus 30,000 plus 5,000. So the 2 million, we want to model it. One of the block is 1 million. So the 2, it means we will need 2. So we have our 2 blocks here. Okay, now let's move to the next one. 300,000. We will need 3 of the flats. What is the units of a flat? We have to model this. We have 45,000. Remember, it's 45,000. So you look at it. 45,000. All right, this is 40,000, the first one. When we expand it, we're going to have 40,000. So if it is 40,000, which of the material are we going to use? It means we have to pick the rod or the long. How many of the longs, learners? Yes, we will need 4. So I'm modeling mine. I hope you are doing it as well. Good. So I have my 4 longs plus, what do you think will be the next one that we'll use? Yes, it's the units. And how many units? 5, because we have 5,000. If we are to expand this number, we're going to have 40,000 plus 5,000. And 40,000 plus 5,000 is 45,000. We are modeling it. So this will give us 4 longs plus 5 units. When we add their value, we will have 45,000. I want you to do the last one for me. Just 30 seconds. All right, your time is up. I want to do it with you. So stop whatever you are doing and let's do it together here. First, we have 3,879,000. Since we are working in millions, we will need our block. How many blocks, learners? Yes, 3 blocks. Plus 8 of the flats. Yes, I'm arranging them well for you so that you can count. 8 flats. Do we have 8? Let's count and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have our 800,000 there. And then we are moving on to the rod or the long. We will need 7 because we have 70,000. So plus 7. We are picking them one by one. Should we count? Let's see if they're up to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we are, our 7 longs. And then the last one, which is the units, we will need 9. Let's pick the units. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Are we done? Yes. You can clap for yourself. You have done well. Now let's move to the second part of this lesson. What will these make? What will these make? what will this make? If this, and we know the name, is the units is 1,000, rod is 10,000, flats 100,000, and then the block is 1 million. So if you have 3 flats and 4 rods, what will be the value? We are going to represent the material with the value, with their values. So 3 flats. Where is the flat? We have the flat here. So it means it's 100,000. So it's 3 times 100,000. Plus 4 rods. And then the rod is 10,000. So 4 times 10,000. And what will be the value? The 3 times 100,000 will give us 300,000. Plus 4 times 10,000 will give us 40,000. So 300,000 plus 40,000 will give us 340,000. Learners, you can arrange them vertically in your book and then you do your addition. All right, the first one has been done. Let's move to the second one. 5 rods, 5 and 5 units. You have rods and 5 units. Using the value, the key has been given. What is the value of a rod? A rod is 10,000. So 5 of the rods, meaning 5 times 10,000. Plus, what next? 5 units, 1,000. So 5 times 1,000. 5 times 1,000. So learners, 5 times 10,000. 10,000, 10,000, 5 of 10,000 will give us 50,000 plus 5 times 1,000. If you have 1,000, 1,000, so 5 of the units will give us 5,000. So when we add 50,000 to 5,000, the results will be 55,000 and we are good to go. And I hope you have enjoyed today's lesson. Just have learned. You can write them in your notebooks. Copy them in your notebooks. Very good. I hope you have enjoyed today's lesson. What have you learned? If mom comes round and asks you what you have learned, what will you tell her? Yes, I know you tell her something. We have learned how to model number quantities using multi-base material. All right, before I leave, I have a surprise for you. Are you ready for the surprise? Yes. And that is the surprise. I have the surprise for you. Your assignment. I hope you're happy. Yes, you have to. And what is the instruction? Model these number quantities using the multi-base materials. model these number quantities using the multi-base material. The first is 321,000. You have number 2, 21,000, and number 3, 419,000. Just 3 questions. When you are free, you pick your books and then you do it for me. Until we meet again next time, enjoy the rest of the day.
Hello, and welcome to My World Vocabulary. Let's start with my house. My house. My house. My bed. My bed. My sofa. My sofa. My television. My television. My bathtub. My bathtub. My sink. My sink. My toothbrush. My toothbrush. My toilet. My toilet. Very good. What do you see when you eat? Dinner time. My table. My table. My chair. My chair. My cup. My cup. My bowl. My bowl. My plate. My plate. My spoon. My spoon. My fork. My fork. My chopsticks. My chopsticks. Very good, everyone. Next, let's talk about my family. Here we go. My family. My family. My mommy. My mommy. My daddy. My daddy. My brother.